Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So before we start today's video and talk about what we're doing on the Redeye TrackHawk, I want to show you guys the new badges that I got for the elephant. If you watched the video when we installed those, I was kind of unhappy with them, and it was my fault because when I was picking the colors on these, this one's not too bad with the black on black, but the grill one is it's kind of terrible because I don't even think you can see it right now on camera because it kind of hides in or blends in with the grill. So shout out to Louver Labs, man. They were nice enough to make me some new ones. These are the fender badges. I'll show you these in a second. But they made me some new ones with all red, and these look a lot better than having a black on black. I think it's gonna stick out, and you can see the design more than the black background. And then these over here, so if you guys watched that video as well, I've kind of explained that we had to put a background piece on there because this ear thing couldn't just be floating around with nothing to hold it on. So they made me another one, and this one's actually a lot bigger. It looks a lot nicer, and it's just cut out. So this part over here is going to be not part of it. Just this black part is going to be staying on there. And the earpiece, they put some double-sided tape behind it, and then I'm just going to stick it on where I think it's supposed to be, right over there. So I think these are going to look a lot better than having it with this background piece, because right now it just looks like a big piece of plastic unless you're really up close to it. So that's what we got going on with the elephant. I still got to do the oil change. I know I talked about that in the last video. The oil and the filter is right over there, and I want to get it flushed out, put some fresh fluid in there. I think we put about 1,200 miles on the build ever since we swapped the motor over, so it's probably time to get that changed. So in today's video, we are actually going to start tuning the Redeye TrackHawk. I know I've seen you guys' comments and everyone's asking where it's been. It's been in the backyard. I just was busy doing other things. So I did get the PCM back from HP Tuners, and I got that installed last night. So we should be ready to go. And shout out to Kurt at Duster Off Tuning. He sent me over the startup file, and we are going to get her started on the new PCM. So this is the factory TrackHawk PCM, you know, with the stock file, and it was kind of running rough when I first started it up, and it makes sense because this stuff has a lot more different options than the TrackHawk does. So it was running better before on the old PCM because, like I mentioned, it was tuned by some other company, so it's kind of it was adapting to that tune and not the factory one. So now we're gonna now we're gonna start her up. Give it a cold start, let it warm up. It's getting pretty cold down here in Michigan. Let it warm up for a few seconds. I'm going to load the file. I'm going to load the file here. He set it to my email. And then, like I said, we'll get it warmed up for a couple minutes, and then we need to grab some gas too, and then hop on the freeway and get this logged on for him. All right, guys, so I got that startup file loaded up, and it's already sounding a lot better than it was before. So if you remember, that cold start kind of had like this lag or this choke when it started up, but now it's not doing that anymore. Starts right up like butter. So I got my VCM scanner opened up over here. We're gonna connect it by hitting this blue button. And it should load up everything that we need to. And that's it. So once we're ready, we're gonna hit this red record button. And he wants me to do a fourth gear pull between 1500 and 4000 RPM. Similar to what we were doing on the elephant when we were tuning that, if you guys watch those videos. So let's get her over to operating temp. Let's see what she's at right now. You never want to be dogging it out when it's so warm or still cold. As you can see, it's getting colder here in Michigan. It's at 55 degrees. It was freaking like 75 degrees like 2 days ago. Yeah, so it's still cold. 73 degrees on the oil temp. I like to get it out to at least 190-ish, 200 before we get on it. And then we'll go over to the gas station and pump some premium in here. I'm not gonna pump it a full tank. I'll probably give it like 20 bucks just in case he wants me to switch over to the race fuel, and instead of wasting time by having a run to drain it out, I could just pump it right in. So we'll see how it goes. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. So while the Hawk is gonna warm it up, we might as well start Big Elephant. Oops. I think I already started it a couple times. That's why remote start's not working. Ugh. Yeah, remote start disabled. Yeah, the smell of the exhaust is terrible. So that's it for now. I got more content coming up for you guys on this one, so stay tuned for that. Now we're gonna head down to the gas station. I also forgot to install this this catch can GLT 3.0. Wish he got it in black, but I don't know why he got it in silver. So we'll probably do that on the way back. It's pretty easy to install. Got this bracket over here that goes up to the. I'll show you where it goes right now. It'll go to this bolt over here, and the catch can will sit somewhere right in there. It's supposed to sit right under the supercharger, so the hood won't be in the way. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. I made sure all the fluids are topped off. I checked the oil, and I gotta admit, I've almost screwed up once. So these lids almost look identical for the washer fluid and the coolant. So I remember one time I was at the gas station, I was trying to put some washer fluid in there, and I almost put it in here. So I think they should just put like a regular cap on this one so people don't get that confused. But this one over here is for the washer fluid, if you're not paying attention to the picture. Yep, let's see what the temp is at right now. 127. I think we should be good just to go down to the gas station, and then before we hit the road it should be at 190-ish, and then get these runs in. All right, so we got some fuel in there. It's a little bit under half tank. Premium is like at $4 a gallon. I don't know what it's at where you guys are at, but so things that are different on the TrackHawk. So when you downshift it, when I'm trying to do a pull, if I'm putting it in 4th gear and I do just full throttle, it's not gonna upshift by itself. I learned that the hard way in mine. I redlined the hell out of it. So what you gotta do is you gotta shift automatically or manually with the paddle shifters. And that's what we're gonna do. So we're at 172. I'm gonna drive around for another minute or two. I'm not even sure if it's gonna get to 190 because it's a little bit chilly outside. So we'll get it as warm as possible. The coolant temp is operating at 192. This one does have a 180 thermostat, so it's not gonna go over that. All right, we are ready for showtime. I got everything loaded up on here. Oil temp's at 194, which is perfect. We're gonna head down to Mexico, like we always do. You get this pull on. He wants a 4th gear, around 15 to 4,000 RPM. Which I'll show you how that's gonna look once this clears up over here. And the leg maker sounds, or I think it's a leg maker. I think it's I don't know. All right, we're ready to go. I got it in record. I'm at 4th gear, around 1800 RPM, and then we'll do a full throttle pull. I shifted around 6,000. This thing's in alignment too. That was pretty good. I'm gonna save that log, send it back to him, and then see what he says. Those shifts sounds amazing. The exhaust kind of pops at each gear. But I just rewatched that log that we just did, and it looks really good. So what he looks for is KR, which is knock retard, and I watched the graph and it had 0 KR the whole time. So the problem we had with the Elephant when we were tuning it, it was giving off like, I think it was like negative 12 degrees, which is not good. That means that, you know, there's some kind of noise in the engine, or I mean, it can mean a lot worse, but it just turns out the Elephant engines are just a lot more noisier than these regular Hellcats are. So that was the difference with that. That's why we had to put it on like racing fuel and stuff, just to make sure we don't have any issues with the motor itself, and it's just it's a noisy motor. So I want you guys to hear its exhaust. It sounds amazing just with the mid pipes. I'll put the camera right over here. Sounds great. But now we'll go back to the house, install the catch can, get this log sent back to the tuner, and then see what the next step is going to be. All right, now we're going to install this oil catch can real quick. Pretty simple. If you haven't done one of these, I'll show you how to do it. You got to take off one side. Well, you probably don't want to take it all the way off, just so where you can reach this side of the valve cover. There we go. So there's this tab over here. You press it forward and this slides off, and then on this side you got to press that white tab in, and they'll come right off. I forgot my head thing for my GoPro, so we're gonna put this right over here, and that's it. That comes off just like that. Now what you want to do is, there's two small screws that will hold the actual can to the bracket on top of here. They should be in this bag. They're right there. So what you'll do is use a Phillips, screw that down, or I think you do that last. I haven't done one of these in a while. And the bracket will go to this bolt, and then you got the screws in here, or the nuts that will hold that bracket down to that one bolt. So I'm gonna get that done, and then I'll see how it looks. So there's the first nut. You're gonna back it up all the way in there, just like that. And then the other nut will go, of course, after the bracket. So it will look something like this, like that. And then you'll put the other nut on there and then tighten it together so this bracket is not gonna be moving around. There are the two Phillips heads, screws that will hold this to the bracket. And then pretty self-explanatory. This is gonna sit facing forward. And then if you look at this picture, the left side hose will go to the supercharger. The right side hose will go to the valve body or valve cover. So I'm gonna get that done. I'll show you how it looks. And that's it. Everything's installed. I'm gonna put this back in the box just in case he needs it. And then this over here, you want to empty it, I'd say every couple 100 miles. You'll see this thing get filled up with like pitch black oil, which is a good thing. Keeps the oil out of your intake, out of your supercharger, keeps everything clean. You don't want to over tighten this, because when it's warm, of course, it's gonna become easier to take it off, but when it's cold, you're gonna have it too tight on there. It's gonna be a pain. So just hand tight, just enough. That should be good. And that's it. I'm gonna start it up, make sure everything's all right, and wrap up this video. So that bolt, you can adjust it, how far you want it to go up front. I put it where it's not touching the throttle body motor over here. And looks good to me. So put this back down. Everything looks good. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Make sure you stay tuned for the next part. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to do a revision to it, and then we might get a clip in with the Redeye TrackHawk and the Elephant going against each other to see how that looks. So appreciate you guys for watching. If you're new, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you back on the next one. All right, guys, also before I let you go, make sure to check out our other channel. Me and my brothers just started it like 2 days ago, I think, or 3 days ago, and it's literally just our 3 letters, first letter for each of our names. And basically I'll be part of it, but I won't be doing anything on there. I'll be just recording, editing, and posting on there, and of course promoting it. So I got 2 twin brothers, and they're gonna be doing like challenges, pranks, and all that stuff. And what's funny is they started YouTube before I did, and they kind of just lost interest in it, so they quit posting. So I'm like, I'll start you guys a channel, I'll help you guys make videos, and I mean, you never know. I mean, I've always told everyone, I mean, you have nothing to lose. All you got to do is take some time out of your day, make a video, and upload it. I mean, that video goes viral, or it gets you know, a couple 100,000 views, and then you're all set for the rest of them. So make sure to check that one out. I'll leave the link in the description, and they also just posted a video yesterday, so make sure to watch that one as well. Subscribe, and let's get them to at least 1,000 subs so they can be happy about that. Ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.